Welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm Bart, and this is an intuitive reading. So let's see what Spirit has to say today. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome in if you're new. And if you resonate with my style of reading and whatever comes up here, I would appreciate it if you would click like, subscribe, perhaps to support the channel, so more people can find it and get readings. That would be wonderful. So anyway, let's see. The overall feeling of this reading is a sacred pause. So there's this feeling of actually, I don't feel it like a need to take a sacred pause. I feel it more like this is something you're already doing, kind of, not well, not really hermit energy, but this sense of taking time to contemplate whatever is going on in your life, and with all the eclipses and everything that we've just had, that makes a lot of sense. Um, so this is a feeling of um, deep introspection. Um, so yeah, very nice, a very nice feeling. Oh, let's see here. We'll take this one. Tales in all time spaces. Well, this kind of gives me a feeling of, you're peeking in to the future or the past, looking for answers of some sort. The seer of shine, creativity, seen and be seen, worthiness. Um, but yeah, this is like, there's this feeling of um, looking for answers, but not in this, not in like a frantic way. I don't know, that's a weird word, but that's what comes into my head. But in a way of um, curiosity. Um, Sort of like looking for your inspiration in the life that you've lived, or in the stories you've been told, the stories other people, other people's stories around you. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting. So let's see where this is going. So Spirit, why are we talking about this? What's the challenge for the viewer here? Seven of Wands, which, of course, is about standing your ground, your boundaries, feeling, somewhat defensive that, there's someone perhaps that are, challenging your position on something, or your way of viewing things, with the Hangman here. Um, so tell me about the Seven of Wands. Why does the viewer or the collective here needs to hold their ground? What's going on? The Sun. Tell me more. Oop. That was a little much. I think we'll take these. The Empress, Justice, and Temperance. Well, the Sun is a happy card, but it's also about something coming into illumination, something finally being seen, um, showing up in your world, I hear. Um, Perhaps you're seeing this for what it is. Here it kind of has this, excuse me. Oh, here it kind of has this energy of, light being shined on something, and it sort of draws me to this, and also this year of shine, something that's shining. Um, 23 is 5, so that's change. Um, hmm. Something changing here about your, perhaps your creative process or your way of viewing, whatever it is that you do here, or some sort of aspect of yourself. The Empress energy here and justice. So it's kind of it kind of has this karmic feeling about it. Um, Sort of like, some of you might be looking back to past versions of yourself, past life energy, that type of who did I used to be? I mean, it can also be in this life, but you know how sometimes we evolve and so much that it kind of seems like we almost, a new person, circumstances change, that kind of thing. So there's this feeling of discovering, shining the spotlight um, on parts of yourself, on something, tales in all time and spaces, something that has formed you in a way. And it's like this sacred pause is what you're using this time to find better balance with the Temperance card, um, to kind of look at the whole story with the Empress. She's like all four queens. She's all that, in a sense. So it's like you're on this quest during this sacred pause to kind of see parts of yourself that you haven't seen previously. Um, yeah, but why is this a challenge? Talk to me about the challenge. Judgment. Well, so you or perhaps someone else, it's judging, whatever it is that you are doing here. Tell me about the judgment. What is the judgment here? What judgment is being passed on this? What is that all about? Five of Swords. So this position that you're taking here, the view that you have on all of this, well, your conclusion, whatever it is, your, um, you know, Maiden of Wands here, this young energy of, um, you know, a curious, this looking into something, being curious about your own um, ability to create, your own ability to, show up in the world, to manifest the life that you want. It's like someone is just not agreeing with you, perhaps on what you're wanting to manifest, or, you know, the way that you um, are going about it with this seen and be seen in the seer of shine. This can also be an aspect of yourself. Um, because this card talks about the worthiness too. So there might be a part of yourself that is like judging you for this. Maybe, you think you are being too much or too little, not deserving of this, not, um, creative enough, or whatever the situation is here. Why is the Five of Swords here? Why have the Five of Swords, Spirit? No, that one. Okay. Nine of Cups. Yeah, there's some discussion here, or some disagreement, anyways, about what is your Nine of Cups. Now, you're the only one who can really know that. Nobody else can define what your Nine of Cups is. Um, this could be for some of you that you're kind of pulling your energy away from other people, other energies around you, because something has, you've seen new sides of yourself. You're kind of taking the sacred pause to rediscover who you are on a deeper level, and that is kind of pulling your energy and maybe also, decisions away from other people, and someone is not liking how you define your Nine of Cups, which, of course, is also an independent energy of being able to be happy on your own, be, um, create the life you want, to be balanced, to be all of that. But it can also be, this aspect of yourself not thinking that whatever it is you're wanting to manifest, that you're really not worthy of that. That it's kind of a pipe dream, you're not, yeah, you're wanting this, but, there's a part of you, the judgment here, that just is not thinking that you could actually deserve this, which of course makes it very difficult, to say the least, to manifest it. So it's, it comes with this energy of you kind of like looking through here into what could be, but it's like, yeah, but that seems big. That seems like a huge ask of spirit. Am I actually worthy of that? Am I actually, and perhaps there's, another side of you that's kind of like, do I actually want to be seen with this? Do I actually want to, you know, put myself out there with whatever it is that you're doing, that is kind of bringing about this sun, which is also, about, there's an energy of being seen and being, you know, perhaps in the spotlight. And temperance is here with, a need for balance. And so let's see, what is the supporting energies here? This can be different things for different people, but it's kind of like it's a process. See, there's the Wheel of Fortune. See how she, looks like she's holding up all these different things, which of course this is the moon cycle, but it kind of looks like to me that she's juggling a lot of different things, which, feels to me like there's a lot of different possibility here, depending who you are and what it is you're trying to create here. And perhaps that's part of it too, that you're taking this pause because it's like there's all these different things that I could choose. Now, which direction should I go? Where is my true Nine of Cups? And this disagreement thing, can also be with yourself. You just kind of like, well, maybe I should do this. Perhaps I should do that. Or that seems interesting. Or that is like, different. But, having possibilities can also be a very good thing. So tell me more about the supporting energy here. Eight of Cups and the Chariot. You're definitely in a process of moving on with something, or perhaps, leaving behind an old mindset, an old way of seeing yourself, or a way of living. For some of you, it could be a physical situation that you're kind of like, I'm wanting to create something new here. But with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune, definitely there's some change coming, some movement that you're going through, and very consciously, looking and seeing, what is it that I'm wanting to create here? What is it that I'm wanting to, create more of for myself? Let's see here. Six of Swords. In this deck, this card, reminds me of really connecting to spirit, with all the stars and everything. Kind of like this sense of being a huge part of the universe and everything, that's surrounding you. So there's like, to me, this feels like this, um, this call to follow the flow in this, to follow what comes up, to honor that sacred pause, not to rush, not to, be critical of yourself, to do, to judge yourself, and if other people are judging you, to keep those boundaries firm, to kind of allow yourself the sacred pause, because there's some wisdom, some gifts in that, um, that you need to create balance in your life with the temperance here, that you need for your spiritual development, your purpose, whatever it is that you're trying to create in the world. Tell me more about the supporting energy here, Spirit. King of Cups, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands. So again, this could be you, or this can be somebody else. Um, but it's like there's this working on, having this vision and aligning with this vision, with whatever energy this is, if it's someone else, um, you know, if it's you, an aspect of you, but kind of like getting on the same page with something, seeing clearly what is it that's, the road ahead here, with the Ace of Swords also. There's this need to see something very clearly. I'm not really sure if this is you or if it's someone else. I think perhaps it feels very uncertain. So my feeling with it is that that's because for some of you, this is about an actual person in your life that you are having this. Um, I don't know if I want to call it. It's not a fight. It's a disagreement. I don't know. None of that really rings true. But you are just not on the same page. That's not to say that there is fighting and all of that. It's more like just not sharing the vision right now. Um, and for others of you, this is you thinking that you know, you don't really deserve this. You don't really, and I know this is the King of Cups, but it's kind of like, it's like you're just not really seeing the King of Cups in yourself. For some of you, you're not seeing all the good that you do in the world. You're not seeing all the energy you bring to people. Um, you're not seeing all, your creativity, um, your shine, your own light in this case, and how much good you actually do for people. Which is why, there's this need for this sacred pause to, I don't know, realign in some way. This is a very strange energy. Well, very strange, but it's kind of soft and curious at the same time. It's like it's asking for a solution, if that makes sense. Knight of Cups, again, see how this energy here is, he's connecting to spirit, connecting to the universe, just sitting there contemplating, who am I on a deeper level? Where do I want to go? What is it with these tales through all time? Where am I on my, what am I on my way to? Here's Three of Cups, co-creating with someone. So yeah, the Fool. Regardless of what this is, there's a new beginning coming. And perhaps that's what you're sensing. So it's like, all right, I need to take a time out, take a pause, take a break to just kind of really feel what it is that's calling me and why I'm feeling somewhat challenged in this, because the new beginning is there. What is the collective not seeing coming here? Oh, that was a lot. Could we maybe do that again? I think we'll just try that one more time and see if we can narrow it down a little bit. What is the collective not seeing coming here? Ten of Cups. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups. King of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. For some of you, this is you reconnecting with yourself. The Queen of Wands energy, this wild, intuitive part of you, and actually attracting abundance, the King of Pentacles, into your life, whether it's in the form of an actual person or if it's more an energetic thing. But it's you actually going through this sacred space, this sacred pause, and realizing what exactly is my Ten of Cups, and actually being able to manifest that. The Hermit is here, which of course is the sacred pause, being in that energy of kind of going within and being curious about what am I actually wanting to do, where am I wanting to go, that type of thing. So, any advice on this, Spirit? The moon. Tell me more. Six of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Nine of Swords. Ten of Wands. Well, the tens, something is over. Some sort of burden is done here. There's been a lot of overthinking with this, a lot of things perhaps that you have not really seen with the moon card here. A lot of things that's kind of been hitting. So it's again with this Six of Pentacles, see how these hands are kind of like, and I feel this as part of you. Finally it's like there's this energy of you realigning with parts of yourself that you've lost. Perhaps it's healing patterns, that told you no, you're not good enough, but here's the Ace of Wands, this new, you know, new passion, new flow, new potential. It's kind of it's like you. I see this image of someone having this big old trunk, that one of these things you used to travel with, like way back, and you're kind of standing there, picking things out of it and finding things, pieces of yourself that you lost along the way on this journey. Um, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I used to love watercolors, or I used to, I don't know, whatever it is that you used to love, that used to really light you up, that used to, be part of your creative spark. Um, some of that you're finding, and it's like it's igniting something brand new in you. With the two aces here, you're seeing a new way of being in light. In light, yeah, of being in the light also, but being in life. um, Realigning with yourself, realigning with other energies around you, which, once you change your own expression out in the world, then the energies around you often change too. So not a big surprise there. But this is actually a very beautiful process. Lots of flow, and for some of you, it might feel difficult at times, but there really is a need for this sacred pause to kind of look at the stories that you have been telling about yourself, the stories you've been listening to about yourself, that other people have told you, that society has told you perhaps. This is like exploring who you are at a deeper level, and reconnecting with parts of you that you have lost along the way. That's what this energy feels like to me. Very beautiful. Anything else, Spirit? The Star. Yeah, you're healing aspects of yourself. You're healing part of yourself, beliefs, patterns that you have, ways of being that has not really served or are not serving where you're going now. For some of you, you're healing relationships with family, with, friends, or whoever it is in your life that, have had a difficult time, perhaps seeing who you really were to some degree because you didn't see who you really were. And it's like once you show up, um, then something's gonna change, and people around you are going to see you more clearly also because you're seeing yourself more clearly, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. I hope this, reading, makes sense, that it resonates with you. Um, well, with some of you, it will, I'm sure, but it's a little, the energy is a little, it's kind of like, you can't really grab it because you're still in this discovery phase, so you don't even know exactly what it is yet. you know. So it's like it's hard for me to grab onto, because you're still on this exploration thing, this journey of, getting to know new sides of yourselves, two of pentacles here, of making choices about who you are, what you want, what you want to create, what's important to you, your values, what things do you want to have in your life, what things don't you want to have in your life. Yeah. One more. The Hermit again. Yeah. So the Hermit and the Star. This is a very, very healing time for you. Very important time on your journey. Not to be taken lightly. So good on you. You're doing really, really important work right now, if this is your reading. Very important work. So yeah, the High Priestess here. See how, she is like split, and I always see this like, you and your higher self, or you and your guide, or you and your shadow. It's kind of like you're integrating, um, more of you, more of the essence of you into this journey here. So yeah, beautiful energy. Very, very beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. And if you resonates, please click like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you. Big love.